around or something like
What
that.
made you want to sell?
You know, people are like, why, you know, that's where I was gonna get you with, look, if I was gonna sell it, I'm gonna sell it on my
You know,
own.
it's time to put it out there.
Cause like, that's just like too personal.
Okay, you're moving out of state, where you moving?
Florida.
Oh, Florida, that's great.
Hi, I'm
Do you have family down there?
property owner for
Yeah.
123 Main Street.
Yeah, this is it.
Okay,
Hey,
great.
I was
That's
just
great. My parents
online
actually have a
looking
place
for
down there in the
property.
Villages.
Curious if you had sold it yet?
What part of Florida are you going to?
No, I mean, it's, still for sale by owner.
Nice, very nice.
Okay, great, so
So you wanna
obviously
get
it's not
down,
on the
be closer to your
MLS, it's
family,
not the
and
name
just
I
be able to
can
spend more
talk
time
to
with
you
you?
about,
Yeah.
Nope, that's why, that's for sale by owner.
I mean, I just lived in the
Awesome,
property.
Sarah.
concerned
Let me
about
tell you why I'm
Yeah,
calling real
myself.
quick.
Yeah.
My company Vantage, we work for sale by owner
Put it on
resource,
sale.
so we work with the
I
professional
understand,
networks
I
of help
understand, that
owners
makes
find
sense.
the right qualified
Let me ask you,
buyers.
if you were able to get an offer that you want, when would you want to
Who
move?
knows if it was
Oh,
the right
absolutely,
company.
sir, but just another way.
Ready to go right away.
I'm curious though, I mean, it
So do you
seems like
have,
such
do you have
a
a plan for that next step? If you sell today,
Well,
do
did
you
you
have a
consider
plan for that
selling
next
it in
step?
the
If it
first
all worked
place?
I mean,
out?
just before we go home.
It's not really like a business.
Okay, I respect that, sir.
That's why I did it.
Let me ask you this, if there was a way to sell the
Yeah.
property,
just talking about-
meaning that
Okay,
all
you're
the
right.
for on
Well,
it,
listen, you know, I'm not sure if you're aware,
Isn't that the
Ange, but right now
conversation
there's
that
a
we've few times?
Actually, I'm gonna ask you one more question.
Possibly, why don't, you know what, I'm busy right now, why don't you just send me some
Besides being
information?
on Zillow, I mean, what's your marketing plan? Is Zillow your marketing plan?
Get it out there to the people.
I don't have a real.
So if you want me to do.
Oh,
no, that's not,
Put the
that's
word
for,
out.
So you can
that's
see what I
for
do.
Dream
No,
Team.
bunch of
Cause you almost, you have to give people a reason
Okay,
to listen
okay,
versus
gotcha.
just saying,
Basically,
that
put it on
was 5
Zillow
minutes of your time.
Just
Did you
network
get
with
it
people
from
that you
the
know.
business credit?
Why?
Again, I know because you said
Well,
that.
and I'm not sure if you're aware, but right now there's an opioid crisis in the market, and there's more demand than there is
Maybe I
supply.
misunderstood.
Many people are receiving multiple
It could be-
offers. How long have you had it on the market?
You don't have to do all of that, I'm just saying, you have to give them a reason to
So,
want to
how long have you had it on the market?
and get a little bit more personal, I know it's hard to do that
Have you
in a role
received any
play,
offers?
you know.
No offers.
No offers,
But
okay. Are
The
you
only thing
satisfied
is
with
like,
that?
instead of just
Yeah, it's
jumping
early.
right back into the script, try to be a little bit
I
more,
expected that, I figured, you know, give it a little
like,
bit and
just
then.
conversative.
Well, you know, and I get it, you wanna save the commission, but let me ask you something. If you could.
No,
net
just
what
more
you
like,
wanna
listen, I
net
get it,
out of
you
the
know,
property,
everybody wants to try
does
to
it really
sell on
matter
their
how you
own.
sell it?
We're just trying to be a resource for you in case you end up needing it. We were just trying to let you know about the current market, we're trying to let you know about what's going on. And honestly, with the right amount of exposure, we've seen people get more on their properties than when they do sell on their
I'd
own.
like to just
So I
basically
mean,
have a chance to
if
see
you were
your
able to
home
get it sold
and let you know if
faster
there may
or
be a way, cause
even,
let me ask
you
you, how do you know that you
get
priced
more
it
out
high
of the
enough?
property, isn't that at least worth a conversation?
Been in construction for a
Don't
long
even take
time.
5 minutes, 10 minutes,
So
if your
bought and
people
sold
sit here at
houses and
time,
stuff like that
they,
before.
they don't
So
respond
I'm
well
pretty
to
good
that,
with,
versus,
prices and stuff like that.
is it at least
And
worth a
you just based on your
conversation?
experience, I mean, you haven't had
Well,
any kind of
possibly.
analysis or anything like that?
Okay, well,
No,
this is what I
mean,
do.
just
My
looked
company
at the
is a for
house
sale by owner
and
resource, I manage you.
stuff
We,
like that.
use
Well,
our
what I'd like
network
to do is,
across the country
just have a
to
brief
attract
discovery meeting
qualified
with
buyers,
you, really no commitment.
but also to
What I'd like to
maximize
do is
your
just have a chance to
property
see your
value.
home and share
And to
with
make
you what
sure
we've
you're
been able to
getting
do
the
for other
best
people.
price
I'd actually be
possible.
willing to do a competitive market analysis.
From what I
for you
see
as
here
well.
on Zillow,
Whether or not I can help you or
it's a
not,
gorgeous
I
property,
don't
by the
know,
way.
but if you'd be open to it, I
Just
can
kinda
stop by
curious what-
today, 2
What made you
o'clock.
consider selling it in
You
the
think
first
you do more
place?
than I can?
And then
Well,
they'll give you
I'm
a
not sure,
little
honestly.
tidbit,
You know,
maybe not
no,
much.
it's good. This is good though.
Now,
So the answer
if-
is,
I
I'm
understand
really
that you
not
wanna,
sure
you know,
what I
sell
can
on your
do,
own.
if anything. I may not be able
What
to
is it
help
that
you.
you're trying to
But
avoid
if
in
you
this
want to come by and
process?
actually take
that
a
you
look at
wanna
the
sell on
property
your own?
and get a chance to
Well, I
share
don't
what
wanna
we're
pay
able to do for other people.
Now you have to.
Because we actually specialize in helping people like you who are trying to sell
Okay.
their own.
So,
So would you be open at 4 today?
The reason
or
you
6
don't wanna
o'clock?
work with
How much would the
anyone
commission?
is because you
You
don't
know,
wanna pay 6%.
that's a great question. We,
Yeah.
there's no
Okay.
commission for
Because that would
you
take
coming
out your
over.
bottom
Basically,
line,
I'm just
right?
gonna show
Right.
you what we're
Well,
able to
if
do
you
for
were
you. And at the
able
end of the day,
to
if you
still
can
get
walk
your
away
bottom
from
line,
this whole transaction,
is
that's
that
what
at
we
least
need.
worth a conversation
There's a
about
net, you
working?
probably have a number in mind that you wanna walk away from this with, right?
What do you mean? Well, if you were
Like,
able
if
to
you,
still
when you
walk
sell your
away
house,
with
do
what
you have
want
there's a
from
number in your mind that you wanna
Or more.
take away from the whole
Wouldn't
thing?
you at least wanna know about that?
So what I'm trying to figure out is
And then
there's a
they'll
way.
usually respond with, yeah.
Well, I mean, there's probably a bunch of things.
Yeah, and this is fine.
Okay, so this is the actual.
Yeah, the UVPs themselves, yeah.
That works,
Because
so we'll
it's like
see it,
a
we'll see it at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And,
Five, right?
It's a one-year home.
five.
Five,
Thank you.
5 and 5.
So we'll see at 5 o'clock tomorrow night,
Okay.
if Bill Delzell, he might call you to
Trying to do
confirm on the way
things that
over.
are
Yeah.
Just to let you know he's on his way.
Yeah,
And, like I said, we just hope you can work on it, I appreciate it.
absolutely.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Where
Thanks.
you going
Thank you,
now?
Precious. You have a
Being
good
mad?
All right.
You're just gonna get even,
All
right?
right, so let's reverse.
All right.
All right.
I said, yeah,
Okay,
man.
I was trying to reach out to the property owner at 343 State Street.
Yeah,
Hey, I was just looking at the property online. I noticed that it was potentially available. Did you sell it already?
I haven't sold it yet, no.
Okay, okay. By chance, are you contracted with an agent or on the MLS at this point?
No, I'm not, I'm for sale by owner. Are you an agent?
No, I'm not an agent. That's a great question. And let me tell you why I'm calling. As I said, my name is Precious. My company is Advantage U, and we actually specialize in helping for sell by owners with attracting the right qualified buyer, as well as helping a property owner whose home didn't sell for whatever reason. You know, maybe it was sitting on the market too long with a lack of offers, or maybe even a bad experience with a previous agent. How are things going as a for sale by owner? Have you received any offers?
I haven't, but I've only been for sale like 5, 6 days now. I think today's
Oh.
the 7th day started.
Okay, so this is a much newer listing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a spectacular property. Is it Mark? Is that your first name?
Yeah.
What would make you consider selling this in the first place?
I need to get farther out in the city. The city keeps creeping on me.
Ah.
Yeah, I mean, really not even the city. I mean, I'm in the suburbs, but frankly, the busyness is ridiculous. You know?
I got you. So you're looking to get into maybe like the rural areas a little bit, it sounds
Yeah.
like, the country?
Yeah.
Something that offers you a little bit more land?
Land, I want my neighbors to be cows, horses, and,
Mark, I'm with you on that. I like that. Country living is good living, it's easy living. So is there a time frame in when you're looking to get out to the country, or
tomorrow.
tomorrow?
Well, I'm kidding, but I would like to, yeah, I mean, I've had the home up for sale for, a week.
Mm-hmm.
I've wanted to move for months. I would love to be out. I mean, I'm not packed,
Mm-hmm.
but I know that if I took an offer, I'm not gonna have to move within days of taking an offer.
All right, let's get back together.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna get back together.
It's a little bit easier for this out. I like to leave comments.
Yeah, my partner, Mark, he specializes
You sell it on Saturday when you have your showing, but if not, and someone could help you get more out of the property, is that at least worth a conversation?
And if they say yes,
Then you just call them back on like Monday, because most
you
likely.
treat it as a time frame of now because they're actively looking to sell.
Time frame would be as soon as possible, because they're trying to take offers right now.
So I own.
And the MLS agent.
They told me it was for somebody. Yeah, well, if they say it's.
You know what I mean? 52 tomorrow, I'm not really, so it's just a task.
That's their answer. Well, there's FISBO with like flat fee on MLS, but you'll see that on sale. Like if they say no, well, is it on the MLS?
Yep, we're there, we're ready.
Then, yeah.
So let me just fill. So are we doing our team versus your team?
Is that, sure, we're gonna do our team versus their team. I mean, what do you guys think?
Okay, this is your sales development manager. Do you want to bet money on this?
The winner gets $20. That's-
Mike, it's all about the money.
Hey, Mike, do you really want to bet against me?
I like that confidence, John.
You guys get to go second.
That's all, it's all good,
Who's
so,
gonna be the home seller for both?
Ron is gonna be the home seller for both.
See them shaking in their boots.
All right, well, let me get the microphone working so we can hear him.
Yep, well, can you hear me?
Hang on.
Yeah. We're gonna give them a taste of Ron. So guys, we're gonna have a little fun, and SDS is gonna go, and then the account executive is gonna go. And then they're gonna have one that goes too, they're gonna have an SDS that goes, and they're gonna have account executive that goes. And then the winner is gonna get $25, the winning apiece. So the winning SDS is gonna get $25, and the winning AE is gonna get $25. So-
All right, guys, who wants to, Jill and who? Jill and Josh. All right, our first contenders are Jill and Josh.
All right, Ron, you're gonna have to sit in my seat, cause you're gonna be role playing with
And
you.
I want them to sit, not walk around the room.
They gotta sit?
They gotta sit, I don't want them to walk around the room, they do not walk, they sit.
Okay.
'Cause they get too aggressive when they start walking. And but they actually lose their train of thought.
Ron, we don't sit to role play around here.
Yeah, well, you are today, we are today.
Now, you guys, just so you know, he's only gonna be able to hear you talk to the phone here, so. Huddle up.
Hey, Jill.
And
Jill.
Hey, Joe.
Hi, Jill, how are you?
So your objections are,
Hold on.
did you guys write them down?
Yes.
The knee jerk is, are you an agent?
Agent, soft.
Soft objection is,
I wanna sell on my
I'm gonna
own.
sell on my
sell
own.
on my own, and the hard is send me some information.
Okay. Yep. All right, whenever you're ready.
Hi, I'm looking to speak with the property owner at 123 Main Street.
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
Man!
Good morning. It's over yet?
Wait, I didn't hear you.
We're gonna have to get better technology. Hey, Jill, let me cut you off. We're gonna have to get better technology to do it this way. So we'll split off and try it again, when we get a better connection.
You got, we'll talk later.
Yep, you got it. All right. Damn. I know, this is gonna be so fun.
I was so ready. Let's do it in here.
I'll help him.
All right,
He's
so-
like,
Do it
I'll
here.
help him.
You can do it on speakerphone.
Yeah, that's I think we'll think through the technology, maybe for tomorrow.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
you know, they don't have, I mean, it'd be nice to see, but actually it's a.
Right, they can
role
just
play.
call it, right.
So you could do it right now.
Actually, it would even be better because they're on the phone.
Yeah, we just want the whole team, like, we want
Oh,
everyone to be
the
able to hear
gotcha.
the
Does he have a-
conversation
does he have
going.
a microphone?
He was using a microphone. Oh, to hold it up to
To
the
hold
thing.
it up to
That's a
the
good
thing.
idea.
Yeah, it's internet connection. So I'll try to plug them in later
Okay.
to our internet line, and that should solve that issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like the competition's between the people in the room then. You
Let's
ready?
do it.
All right, who wants to go first?
Little layman.
Well, it depends. You want me to go first so you can learn?
Yeah, I know, right?
Or do you wanna go first so I can critique you before I go?
Let me go first, that way I
He got
can,
one transfer by me, he's getting.
see how it goes.
Wait, hold on, Ron.
He was a
Three.
week on the floor at the other office, and he was already active supervisor, so.
Oh,
really?
Yes.
That's one
I
time.
know.
Okay, Ron, you ready?
I'm
Yeah.
You ready? Who's ready? Who's going?
Ring, ring.
Hello,
Hi, I'm looking to speak with the property owner at 123 Main Street.
that's me.
Oh, hi, I was just looking online at the property. I was curious if you had sold it yet?
No, I didn't sell it yet, no. Are you an agent?
That's a great question. Are you contracted with the agent I should be talking to, or?
Are you an agent?
No, sir. I just want to make sure I'm not wasting your time of talking to the right person. Are you contracted with an agent I should talk to, or is it on the MLS?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, real quick, sir, let me tell you why
Are you
I'm
a buyer?
That's a great question, sir. Let me tell you why I'm calling you. My name's Ashley. I'm reaching out for my company, Advantage U. We're a homeowner's resource. So we work together with a professional network to help sellers attract that right qualified buyer, really not leave any money on the table.
Do you have buyers?
That's a great question, sir. So what I do...
All my questions are great.
Absolutely, sir. And what I said, we work to get you that qualified offer for your property, really net you the most you can. I mean, I'm looking at a couple of pictures here, and it's a really beautiful place. If you don't mind me asking, why are you looking to sell it in the first place?
I mind.
No problem, sir. So let me ask you this. I mean, ideally, if there was a way to, you know, get it sold in the perfect world in the next couple of months or so, I mean, is that worth a conversation having for you?
No, not really.
Okay. So I see
I'm
you
not
know-
paying any commissions.
Oh, okay, so you're looking to sell it on your own and really not pay any commissions on the property?
That's what I said.
Well, I'm just making sure I heard you right, sir. You know, it's if you don't mind me asking, I mean, it's a really good market right now. The property values are going up. You know, 10% in some areas, and a lot of people are netting a lot on their property. If you were able to get what you're looking for on the property, does it really matter how you sell it?
It does, I can't get what I want if I have to pay commission.
Okay, sir, but if there was a firm marketing plan that you could get that number you have in your head, or even more, really net and walk away with what you're looking for on the property, is that something worth talking about for a couple minutes?
Nah, I'm really busy. Why don't you just send me some stuff, that's all. Just send me some stuff, I'll look it over.
Absolutely, sir. My name's Ashley, by the way. I didn't catch your name.
Ron.
Ron, all right, what's a good email? Send you some information, Ron.
It's Joe Matarazzi at something net.
Joe Matarazzi at something net? And
Yeah.
is this a good number to get in touch with you? The 1234 number, Ron?
It is.
All right, Ron. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't want to waste any of your time. I'd love to get my regional specialist here on the line, see if, we can really just explain and answer your questions. You can do it in a much better way than I can.
I don't have any questions.
I understand that, sir, but like you said, you wanted to look over some information, really find out about who we
Yeah,
are.
then I have questions, so
Exactly.
send it to me.
Absolutely. She's definitely the person to get that to you. Let me get you that information, and I'll have her reach back out to you. Are mornings or afternoons better for you?
Doesn't matter, I have a cell phone.
Well, perfect. I'll have her reach back out to you another hour, say around 11 o'clock.
Sure, anytime, that's fine, as long as it
Alright.
isn't right now.
All right, perfect, Ron. Let me get that email over to you, and I'll have Precious or someone on the team reach out to you later today.
Okay, thank you, bye.
Bye.
Good job, man.
I didn't want to keep pushing because I'm like, you're gonna think he came out. I was like, no, there are a lot of pesky things in that, but
So let's break it down.
it's okay.
Work on,
So,
but it
here's
wasn't
the
bad.
thing, if we
That's
just
how
take,
you
You had some
learn.
good parts.
if we just take a moment, because I don't want to do reflection yet, I want to give
sorry.
us to give,
Yeah, no.
to go around, but let's just take some notes on what we thought she did well, maybe where she could have improved, so we can just, then we'll come back around and talk about it, okay? So just take a minute to maybe jot some thoughts down so we don't forget. That's cool. Okay. You ready, John?
Yeah.
All right, do it.
Ring, ring.
Oh,
Hi, I was looking for the property owner of 123 Main.
yeah, what do you want?
Well, I was looking at it online, sir. I was just trying to find out if you'd sold it or if you were still taking offers on it.
No, I haven't sold it yet, but yeah, you a buyer?
Oh, no, that's a
You
great
an
question.
agent?
What I do is I prospect for properties in the area that might still be available.
Yeah, are you an agent?
No,
Oh.
no, I'm not an agent. And this is John. Who am I speaking with?
This is Ron.
Ron. The reason I called you, Ron, is because I saw it on Zillow as a for sale by owner. Is it still that, or did you end up listing it with an agent, putting it on the MLS?
No, I'm still selling it on my own.
Okay, cool. Well, my company Advantage U, Ron, works as a for sale by owner resource. What we do is we use our nationwide network to help you attract the qualified buyers and also to maximize your property value.
Yeah, I'm not paying a commission for that.
Okay, so that's what you're trying to avoid in this, to sell on your own, is to not pay a
I
commission?
want to get it all.
Okay, hey, that makes total sense. Nobody wants to take out of their bottom line, right? But Ron, I mean, it is a gorgeous property. I was kind of curious why you would even consider selling it.
Because I wanted to.
Oh, you just wanted to? You kind of heard about the market and wanted to
No,
get
I
your
just
equity out of
wanted
it?
to. I have my reasons, they're none of your business.
Okay, that's no problem. Well, Ron, let me ask you one question then. If you were able to get the right offer tomorrow, could you sell right away, or would you need time to move?
Sure.
Oh, you could?
Yep.
Okay, cool, cool. And, I mean, if we were able to help you get that right offer or even net more on the property, is that at least worth a conversation?
How are you gonna do that?
Well, we have definitely a lot of marketing plans that we do, and we work in every aspect of the market. It just really depends on the area. If you wanted a real answer to that question, Ron, I could introduce you to my partner, Mark. He just works directly with your local market. Do you have a second while I introduce you to him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, ring ring.
Hello?
Hey, Mark, it's John.
We're
I've
not
got.
there. We're not there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's good.
I thought we were doing the live tea thing.
Well, you did do live tea, you got it. He gave it to you. Right, he gave you live tea.
You rang my bell.
Yeah.
You rang my bell.
All right, so, let's give them both a round of applause.
Great job.
Good job, Matt.
All right, so, starting out with the first role play, what do you think that you did well? What did you like about your process, and then what do you think that you could have done better? And don't go right to what you could have done better, go to what you think you did.
No, I like that I made it to the end, and I
Yeah.
just like, but so I've had one other
Yeah.
role play with Ron before,
Uh-huh.
so this is my second, so I made it, technically it's a PBL.
Okay.
Although now I'm like, shit, did I get a more exact time frame, but he's open to taking offers right away. So, I like that some of my responses are internalized enough to come back at it. I know not all of them are, but some of them are, so that made me kind of happy.
Good.
It's just still learning it,
Okay.
you know?
What do you think, what did you feel a little uncomfortable with when he, based on what he was throwing at you, what do you think you could work on?
The back-to-back agent buyer, because like when you do the sidestep for agent, like, yeah, I'm not, then they're like, are you a buyer? And I'm like, well, no, I'm a homeowner's resource advocate, like I just said that, you know, I can't really say I'm a middleman. It's like, you know, what other alternative can I say for what exactly I can do?
Absolutely, so we'll talk about that. You have a thought on it?
I was gonna say, it's where I usually throw in the prospector thing, because we technically still are prospecting for properties, and it usually breaks the ice a little bit, so like, if they're like, are you a buyer? Oh, that's a great question. Are you an agent? And actually, I'm neither. What I do is I prospect for properties in your area that might still be available, and then I go right into the low inventory statement, because it makes sense as to why I prospect.
Yeah.
And why they would be interested in what I'm doing. So sometimes it breaks that ice a little bit. But that's, you know, ultimately up to you if that's okay.
Yeah, so I think it depends on how it comes out. So like, what did Ron say? He said, I'm a buyer, or are you a buyer?
Yeah,
But what did he say before that? Are you an agent, right?
he did.
So most of the time, when you get two in a row like that, because the first way that it was said wasn't satisfactory enough, or there wasn't a quick enough transition into a set of questions, most likely.
Okay.
So for example, go ahead, Ron, and just give me that knee jerk.
You ready?
Yep.
Are you an agent?
Good question. Let me tell you why I'm calling. The reason why I'm calling, Ron, is because we're home sellers. We're a for sale owner resource, and we actually help for sale owners like yourself attract a qualified buyer through our network. And I just had a couple quick questions for you, and I'm in.
You stopped the buyer question.
I stopped it.
You
because
stopped it.
I gave my response, and then I said, and I just had a couple quick questions for you, and I'm transitioning into my next question. So a lot of times it's not so much about what you actually say there, it's about how quickly you can transition and get into your question, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So whether it's the prospecting, or whether you're saying we specialize in helping homeowners like yourself attract a qualified buyer, and, you know, through our network, and I saw your property intrigued me, so I just had a couple quick questions. I mean, who's gonna not let you at least ask a couple questions? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because he might have a buyer. I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna, blow him off right yet.
Yet.
Yeah.
So, does that help?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, all right, good. And so I think that's what I heard too, is that it was like the agent and then the buyer, and the real question is, how do we prevent multiple knee jerks and multiple objections? And a lot of that has to do with our transition statements, like how well we transition from one part of the script to another.
Yeah.
So one of the ways we've been training it is you kind of break it down into 3 sections. So you got your
The inquisitive and then the.
you got your opening. Yeah, you got your opening statement, right? You got your introduction, and then a quick reason why you're calling with some sort of benefit attached to it, and then you got your second section, which is your questions, okay? And then you got your third section, which is assuming the appointment or the live transfer. And that's kind of the 3. And then then a sandwich in between it is all the knee jerk, the soft objections, and the objections. So, okay.
I thought you did good keeping your composure.
Yes.
No matter what he was saying back to you,
you just stayed cool.
You were just like the same tonality, like it was like. didn't bother you, which is really.
Yeah, he flusters people, so don't feel bad, Mike.
I've
It
seen
took me a couple weeks to realize what Ron likes to hear and what Ron doesn't like to hear.
Oh my gosh, he's really going for it.
Well, the one thing, like, from the role play that you did with us is when it's personal, or like trying, do you mind me asking, and then if they're like, just no, it's their own reasons, like, I'm still torn between the not asking too many questions about that and moving on because they have their own reasons, or trying to find more discovery on the back end on it.
Could I give a suggestion on that?
Mm.
One of the things too is if you can get him talking about where they're going, it's
Okay.
hard for him.
Divert it.
It's hard for him, well, it's just asking a little bit of a different question, so it's hard for him not to talk about where he's going. So for example, to get there, the first question is okay, so if you got an offer on this home, like, let's just say theoretically, if you got an offer tomorrow on it, do you have a place already picked out? Could you move? Oh, yes, I do, or no, I don't, okay? And so you kind of tells you, number one, where he's at, right? Okay, interesting. Maybe we could help with that. Let's say he says, no, I don't. Okay, well, maybe we can help with that. What are you looking for? Because remember, we're a home seller's resource, or a homeowner's resource,
Yes.
and a lot of our agents have buyers, right? We don't know that. We don't have to say that one way or another. And the intent of the agent coming over is not necessarily just to list their property. It's to have a discovery meeting to see if they can help each other. See if it makes sense to work together.
Yeah.
And so if that agent can help them find a buyer, what are they gonna get naturally? They're gonna get, or find a home to buy. What's gonna come with it? The listing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, because there's a lot of them that are
Yeah.
like contingent. We can't until we get.
Yeah. Okay, well, maybe they could help you with that. What are you looking for? What's the ideal home you'd like to move into? It's tough for him not to answer those questions.
Gotcha.
And now you're having a dialogue and you're getting pain and motivation simultaneously, and now you're focused on the positive, and then there's a strong reason to come over, because it's about buying and selling now.
Yeah.
So, does that make sense?
Mhm.
So, all right. So,
Oh, can I say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing, when you're talking to Ron, don't ask that, like, why did you wanna sell it question, because he hates that, like, more than anything in the world.
There's a
Literally.
better way to get me to tell you why. There's a better way. Isaiah just told you.
That's good.
Yep, that's
So I will work on that.
yeah.
That's just with him, he hates that question.
Yeah, if you did get a qualified buyer and they could close like in 3 weeks, do you have a plan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, can we share it with me?
Yeah.
How can I help you?
Mhm.
You're a resource. If they believe you, they're gonna ask you a question.
Mhm.
Be nice if they started asking you questions about them moving,
Mhm.
not, why you calling me,
Right.
you know?
You have a house picked out, or are you moving, or are you still have to find where? Okay, are you looking in town or out of town?
Yeah.
Like, oh no, and most likely what's gonna happen, they're gonna say, no, I'm actually gotta go out of town because my grandmother, or because my mother, or because my job, or.
My wife threw
Then
me
you have
out.
their motivation.
And then they love that we're a national resource, because it's like, listen, we might not, we might be able to help you here, but we might also be able to help you there. That's where we excel, and
We
then
just
that's
had one like that went from a seller's lead in Indiana. We ended up setting up the listing appointment in Colorado for Suzanne Samas.
Yeah.
Because she owned the home in Indiana, but she's like, I'm in Colorado now, I'm trying to sell my Colorado
Right.
home, but we were calling her about her,
Coming in,
so it ended up like, and then there was a buyer one attached to it
That's
too.
really good
Because she
discovery.
wanted to buy in South Denver as soon as she sold that one.
That's really good discovery.
Yeah.
That's a really good discovery.
John got it out of
So we gotta wrap up here, for the SDSs, but Ron, who won the $25 today?
I think you should split it.
Oh.
Now he's all soft. Now he's all soft.
I can always.
Well, I mean, they both got some.
Yeah,
He got
I
a
would agree.
PVL, he got a transfer. I mean, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I would agree, they
If Jamie would have picked up the PVL and listed it.
So it looks like we're gonna have to go, we need your guys' vote, who won the $25?
Oh.
I have a learning curve question. I mean, I don't, give it to Jack.
Okay, good.
I'll
Jack
keep his
gets
ass
it.
later. I'm not worried about it. I'll get
I like
there.
that. I like that.
I I thought you did great for your first time, but my opinion is John won the
No,
$25.
My question is,
I'm
sorry.
No, I was just gonna ask, in the hard objection that we were going over was how to get past the more information. So is where I didn't feel comfortable enough and I wanna make sure I at least got the information for follow-up.
Yeah.
What is a better way to redirect around that?
Oh, okay, that's good. Let's talk about that tomorrow.
No problem.
Okay, let's drill down more on that tomorrow, just because we're out of time. County executives, if you guys can stay back, SDS, you're good to go.
Who do you want me to call in since the 9 o'clock's not very?
Ray Morehouse for me, please and thank you.
No problem.
Actually, no, the Olear, Buffalo, Olear team.
Okay.
Yeah, Olear.
And Nightingale.
All right, so what I'm gonna try to do is have the first part of it be focused more on like the SDSs, and then have the agents and the AEs focus on working PDLs. And that way it kind of separates the conversations a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, so if we could, you guys have your scripts are a little bit different, but if we could turn our attention here to the scripts that we have, and really the main difference is this is written as if an agent was calling, compared to obviously you guys calling. So I think one of the big things that if we in this next set of role play is I think we can stop a lot of these knee jerks or like a lot of these objections by getting them to talk about where they're going. So like if that could be the focus in this role play, trying to get them to talk about what they have lined up if they get an offer, right? Do they already have something picked out? Maybe we could help them with that. What are they looking for in a home? Asking some questions about square footage maybe, location maybe, getting them excited about talking about that, and instead of drilling down into, hey, why are you selling it? Right?
Exactly.
And just, I like that question, why. I don't have a problem with it usually, but I also wrap it a lot of times in with this strategy too, when I'm calling. So, does anyone need any clarity on that before we attempt to role play?
I just was wondering real quick, I mean, I know what we were doing before, like the first caller, like when she was talking and you opened up, the first caller, is she supposed to go into, I mean, that's what I wrote down, like asking about your marketing plan and asking which steps you took to sell? Is the first caller supposed to do that, and get them interested in that, to transfer the call, or?
She could, and one thing we're working on is finding the line where the sales development specialist is supposed to be like a soft qualification. And then usually they'll get into more, the account executive will get more in depth, so it goes from SDS to.
Right. So, I mean, does she bring it up and then say, I got a person that specializes in that, or?
Yeah,
So it's okay to do
that's a
that.
strategy, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It's okay to do that. For sure. Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Okay. You wanna go?
You wanna go?
Okay. All right, Ryan, you ready?
Fire away.
Who's going? Who's got it? Who am I trying? Oh, you?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna do it.
All right, now, you're talking to me as an agent, correct?
Correct.
All right, so your world is wide open.
This is a PBL.
Okay, okay.
And I want you to pretend you at least remembered that Mark called you and that, and then
Okay.
you might get a call from the dream team.
Okay.
Is that all right, Jamie?
Yeah, I haven't been using that in my script.
Okay.
But I can try that.
Just to try it?
Just to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
I can,
Yeah.
give it a try,
Okay.
so. Okay, so, Ring,
Hello,
hello, is this Ron?
it is.
Hi, Ron. My name is Jamie Forte. I was actually calling as a follow-up to a conversation you had with a colleague of mine named John Lehman. Should I ask him if he recalls the conversation?
Usually, I think it depends on the date of it.
Yeah.
You know, like if it's fresh, like if you guys saw it come over where, like John just talked to it yesterday,
Yeah,
then I would probably just go right into it and say,
talking yesterday.
yeah, John, John talked to you from yesterday. He mentioned, he mentioned to you, I see in the note here, or he mentioned to you that I'd be reaching out to you from the dream team, and I just was calling you because I had a couple different questions about your home. I see that and then you just go right into whatever the notes say. That's how their intro is too, very similar to that, right?
Yeah, that's how our intro is.
I got away from asking if they remember talking to them, and I kind of assume it more, and I listen for them to acknowledge.
Yeah.
Rather than saying
That
it,
awkward
because then if
pause.
they don't, there's that whole like,
Awkwardness.
they're like, I've talked to everybody, and then I'm sure, and like, if I say that you talked to John, and I'm like, you guys talked about, and I start knocking off a couple things, they're like, oh yeah, like more often than not, they're like, oh yeah, they remember it, like that, and then there's less of a weird like,
Yeah.
You got it. So let me give it a shot here. So, Ring,
Hello,
hi, can I speak with Ron, please?
this is him.
Hi, Ron. My name is Jamie Forte. I was actually reaching out as a follow-up from a conversation you had with a colleague of mine just yesterday. I'm calling with the Dream Team of EXP. I just wanted to know, is your property still available?
Are you an agent?
Actually, I am, Ron. I'm with the Dream Team of EXP Realty, and we specialize in helping home sellers like you who are trying to sell on their own. Oh my gosh, I'm all over the place today. All right, you know what?
You wanna try the traditional intro?
This is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, let him do it.
Just do it,
I don't do good
yeah,
with that.
yeah.
Okay, so. Okay, all right. Okay, so Ring.
Two rings, I'm running the
Ring.
phone. Hello.
I got Ron, please.
This is him.
Hi, Ron. My name's Jamie Forte. I was calling actually as a follow-up to a conversation you had with a colleague of mine yesterday named John Lehman. Do you recall speaking with John?
I do, yeah, nice young man.
Yeah, he's a really great guy. But anyways, I was calling just to see if your property is still available.
Yeah, are you an agent?
Actually, I am an agent, and I was calling because my team, the Dream Team at eXp Realty, we specialize in helping individuals like yourself who are trying to sell on their own to attract the right buyer. Let me ask you, how long have you had it on the market?
Oh, about 10 days.
10 days, okay, great. Have you had any acceptable offers in 10 days?
No, not yet, it's too soon, I'm sure. It's gotta, be on the market a while.
Okay, got it. If you were to get an offer, Ron, do you have a plan of where you're gonna go from here?
Kinda, yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I gotta sell my house before I do anything else.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's probably part of the plan. But where are you going? I mean, did you have to get a house picked out?
No, not yet.
Not yet? Okay, so are you looking to stay in the area, or are you looking to move out of the area?
Oh, I'm sticking here.
Staying here?
Yeah.
You're okay with the winters?
No.
No. Me either. Oh my gosh. Well, that being said, Ron, are you aware of what's going on in the market right now with the inventory being low and the demand being really high?
Oh yeah, I see it in the paper. I'm waiting for my offer, man.
Yeah, that's good. It's a really great time to sell, as you probably already know, but I'm just really concerned or interested or wondering how you haven't gotten an offer yet. Has anyone come through and seen the property?
I had one person through already.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, but no offer?
No.
Okay, gotcha. Well, listen, Ron, based on our conversation here, although it's brief, what I'd like to do is set up a time to come by and actually see your property.
Oh, Jamie, I get so many calls from so many agents.
Yeah.
I'm not paying a commission.
Yeah, no, I understand. You just want to net as much as you possibly can, right?
I do.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you, how did you price your home?
I guess I don't understand the question.
I mean,
I put a price on it.
I obviously have a price on it, but my question is, how did you come up with that price?
Oh, well, I looked around, I watched the paper, talked to a few people, I know what I want it, what I gotta have out of it, so I put a price on it.
Got it, yeah, okay, I understand. Let me ask you, how do you know that you're asking enough?
I don't know.
Okay, well, see, that's what I'd like to do is have just a brief discovery meeting with you, have a chance to take a look at the property, and just discuss how we might be able to help you sell for even more than you think you can get.
And what does that cost, Jamie?
It costs nothing. For me to come by, spend 15 minutes with you or longer if you have questions, and we could determine if it makes sense for us to work together. I'm available at 4 o'clock today or 6. Do either of those times work for you?
6 o'clock will work for me.
All right, great, very good. So why don't I do this? I'll stop by at 6. We'll have a brief conversation and see if there's something I can do to help you.
Okay.
All right, great. See you at 6. Thank you.
No, you asked me 2 questions that I didn't think about as a seller. Oh, maybe I did have a price there. What's going on here? What's he talking about? I gotta find out what's going on.
He went easy on me.
Not really.
No, not really. I think your heading was right with them. Like you were knocking on the right questions, like at the right time, and you were keeping them like nicely boxed in, you know what I mean? Like you're playing defense and like you're not letting them go over here, you're not letting them go in there, you're keeping them focused on his answers.
I
and
have,
responding
when
to
someone whenever I called the Fort Salve owner in my career, and I asked them the question, how did you get your price? What did you do to come up with the price you're asking right now? They never give me a good answer, ever. Once in a while, they say, well, I have a friend who's an agent and they help me price it.
Right.
Okay, I'm not going anywhere with this guy, next call, right? He's already got an agent, done.
Yeah.
But if they didn't give me a good answer, then that next question Jamie asked me is, are you sure you're asking enough? Can't tell you unless I see it.
Right.
At the very least, I can tell you where your price is. You know, it's worth a visit.
They got rid of the sheet. Once you got rid of the sheet, as you're talking to the person, you weren't thinking about the sheet, you're talking at the same time, so that you were a lot more clear with them.
Yeah,
I know you had to learn that,
yeah,
and I had to learn it,
yeah.
but I think if you do it without the sheet and then just keep going and see what you're doing wrong, especially with the role plays, I think without having the sheet in front of them, for me, some people might be different, it'd be a lot easier for me just to
Same
remember,
script.
hear what you're talking.
Made it his own.
Yes,
The
exactly.
question-
Same script, made it his own.
The sheet helps me with the questions. You know what I mean, just the list of the questions. Right, so like I'm talking to them, I'm like, all right, where am I going from here? Okay, I'll ask that one.
And don't forget too, in this marketplace, because houses are hard to find, if you're gonna move, you know, well, if you get a buyer, are you gonna just move into an apartment until you find a house? No, I gotta find a house first. Okay, do you know how to do that? Sell your house, but stay there until you find a house? What are you talking about? Well, that's what I wanna discuss with you, and show you how that would have to work. Oh, okay. They don't think about that. They think, oh, I got a buyer, sold my house, now I'm gonna go out and got all the time in the world.
Right.
Eh,
Oh, shit.
don't work that way. Don't work that way.
So who's next?
But only an agent can say that.
All right, I'll go next.
Okay.
Hi, is this Ron?
Yep.
Hey, Ron, this is Precious from Advantage U. We actually spoke with my colleague Ashley Church about the sale of your property, and I was just giving you a quick follow-up call. She had mentioned to me that you were looking to sell the property to move out west. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, we're moving.
You're moving out west?
Yeah, can't take these winters anymore.
I got
Want to be
you.
closer to the cattle.
Closer to the cattle. Ron, is there a time frame on that move?
When it happens, when I sell my house, young lady.
Okay, okay. Let me ask you by chance, are you contracted with an agent or on the MLS at this point?
No, I'm not. Are you an agent?
No, I was gonna say, let me start off by saying I'm not an agent. I know you probably are getting bombarded with calls from agents at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Ron, I also don't represent one specific agent. The name of my company is Advantage U, and we actually specialize in helping a property owner whose home didn't sell for whatever reason, as well as helping for sell-by owners with attracting that right qualified buyer and just really ensuring that you're not losing a bunch of money at closing. Let me ask you, it looks like it's been in the market for about a week or so. How are things going as if for sell-by owner?
They're doing okay. I get a few calls, but nobody's been through it.
Okay.
Now, yeah, if I got an open house scheduled next week, I'm gonna do an open house.
Okay, so it sounds like you've had a lot of interest, but no offers as of right now.
Correct.
So if you get an offer tomorrow, do you have a place picked out already?
No, not yet. I gotta sell my house first.
Okay, so you have to sell your house first. Okay. I want you to know that we work actually nationally, and we can help with purchasing the next property as well. So that's also an option. This is a beautiful property, and you said that you wanted to just kind of escape the weather and move out west.
Hello? Are you there? Hello?
All right, so what happened?
Sorry, what happened?
Okay.
You were doing great. What happened?
I don't know. I just
She was, I know exactly. I was following. I was fun. You went for the beautiful home question.
I was
but
gonna
then
go
you-
into the
But then
right now.
I was watching the focus. I wrote down the focus question.
Yeah.
And you were trying to go after the focus questions, which was where we were supposed to go with it. But you had already started asking the beautiful home
Okay.
question.
You actually could have took me,
Yeah, you could have took
took that conversation from then on.
Yeah.
There, now, would you be interested in talking to one of our professionals, maybe could help you even with your open house coming up? If anything, that was huge. I said to you, I'm having an open house next week. I'd have called Bill Dizelle and said, get to that open house if I don't get him an appointment.
Right.
go to that open house, this guy, and then he can introduce himself, say you talked to, Precious, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And you didn't even tell me your name, by the way, when you were talking to me.
I did.
You did? Okay, I
In the
didn't hear it.
beginning.
I'm sorry.
Right, I think I did.
No.
I hope I did.
I don't think you did.
Okay, well,
But that's
maybe I
okay.
didn't. But, okay, so,
You asked if it was me, that's all you did.
okay. If that's what you said, then I did, no worries.
I didn't catch it, so it wasn't clear, because Precious, I would have heard.
I got you. So yeah, you want to try this again, or?
It's up to you.
Okay.
I get paid for doing this.
All right. Hi, is this Ron?
It is.
Hey, Ron, this is Precious calling with Advantage You. You actually spoke with my colleague Ashley Church a few days ago about the sale of your property at 343 State Street. She just mentioned to me that you're looking to move out west. Does that sound about right?
Yes, I'm moving, yes.
Okay. Is there a time frame on that move?
No, as soon as I get a buyer, as soon as I get it sold, I'm out of here.
As soon as you get a buyer, as soon as you get it sold. Okay. And you're not contracted with an agent or on the MLS at this point, right?
No, are you an agent?
No. I just wanted to say I'm not an agent. I also don't represent one specific agent. I know you probably are getting tons of calls at this point. The name of my company is Advantage You, and we actually just specialize in helping a for sale by owner with attracting that right qualified buyer and really just ensuring that you're not losing a bunch of money at closing. Let me ask you, what's your ideal time frame on that move? I know you said that you just as soon as you get a buyer, but are we talking like 3 to 6 months, or
When I get a buyer.
when you get a buyer?
I'm ready to go.
Okay.
I'm packing.
You're packing. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. How are things going as a for sale by owner? Have you received any offers or what's going on with that?
No, Precious. It's only been on the market a short time, and I'm gonna do an open house next week anyway. I'm waiting to I'll get some people through there.
Okay, so it's only been on the market for a short time.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be doing an open house next week. It sounds like you've had some interest but no offers. Am I understanding that right?
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay, well listen, Ron, based on what you've told me, what I'd like to do is, what I'd like to do is just be of a resource to you, help you with getting to the West Coast much sooner than later, and getting you in touch with one of the listing professionals on our platform so that you at
Wait a
least...
minute, Precious. I don't wanna pay a commission. Oh, no.
Well, Ron, I'm not talking about paying a commission here. I'm talking about just building some dialogue with someone who specializes in situations such as yours, which is selling a property for the most possible money in an ideal time frame of about 30 to 60 days. Can I have...
How much does that cost?
It doesn't cost you anything. This is a no obligation consultation. So it doesn't cost you anything to find out if you can net a little bit more than what you had anticipated. Looking at the availability for Tori Romeo, I can have her to reach out to you today at 12 noon, unless tomorrow at 9 would be a better time.
Yeah, have her give me a call.
A call? Well, Ron, I was thinking that she could maybe just stop by the property. That way she's able to see the integrity of the home. If there's anything that's unique, that you guys can also have that conversation at that time.
Well, does she have a buyer?
Well, that I'm not specifically sure of. I want you to know that I do my due diligence, thoroughly know everything that we talked about, so that if she does have that buyer, she would be able to present that at that time during that meeting at 12 noon.
Well, why don't you just tell her to come to my open house next Sunday?
Okay, so this is what I'll do. I'm going to let Tori Romeo know that we had a conversation. You said you have an open house this coming Sunday?
Yep.
What time is it?
It's from 1 to 9.
1 to 9.
It's an 8-hour open house.
An 8-hour open house. Whoa. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have Tori Romeo to reach out to you this coming Sunday. Because you said it's from 1 to 9, I'm going to have her to reach out to you, I'd say, at about 8:30. How does that sound?
Sure.
Okay, so she'll be at the property at 8:30 on this coming Sunday.
Okie dokie. Good.
It was okay.
We're still gonna wait for that appointment.
One of the,
Go ahead.
so one of the things we just gotta be careful with our language is the reach out to,
Yeah. I can
because
see
that sets it up for a phone call.
Okay.
And, because reach out is like, what does reach out mean?
Phone call.
Phone call.
Okay.
So.
So
just-
when I'm saying reach out to him, don't say the reach out.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, 'cause that triggers.
Just
like-
be very direct, like meet you at the property or.
Well, something along the lines of, yeah, and I'm actually looking at her schedule right now. How does like 5 o'clock work this afternoon?
Okay.
Where they could stop by and just have a discovery meeting.
Okay.
And, yeah, and just make sure you try it for same day, next day.
Okay.
You'd be surprised how many of them just go for the same day.
I tried that yesterday and it worked for two
Okay,
of my
good.
appointments. It did.
Great.
Yeah. I was
Awesome.
very, I was like,
Yeah.
I thought about that, I looked at my notes, and I
That's
remember Isaiah said same day, next day, and it worked
That's
for two of
awesome.
mine, so absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's really
You know, you could too, and they threw that open house thing, because you're gonna see a lot more of that locally now, it's for sale by owners. And, believe me when I tell you, you could have said something like, well, have you ever done an open house before? And I'm sure they're gonna say yes or no, and if they say, well, no, it'll be my first one, house won't get on the market a few days, so obviously they haven't. Say, well, if you could get some really good advice on how to make it successful, make it that day really successful for you, would you be interested? Sure, okay, what time do you want her there? She'd be more than happy to give you some suggestions for your open house.
Okay,
And let her deal with it when she's there,
okay. That's a great way to put it.
Yep.
All right, I will.
if that comes up.
So one action step between today and tomorrow, when we're calling, is just, I think we'll find these conversations will go totally different if we get them talking about what they're buying, where they're looking, you know, like, if we can help them with that and have that dialogue. And I know like it's just gonna take a little bit of a habit to get on that side of the train, because we're not used to that style.
Mhm.
But it makes it so much easier for them to accept an appointment, because you're coming over for two reasons now. Coming over to see if they can help you find a home of what you, of where they're looking to go,
Mhm.
but also see if it makes sense to have a discovery meeting, see if they can help you sell this one too. So the dynamic changes, and the power, and there's less resistance to, because they have a good enough reason usually to come over, other than just the image in their mind. Remember, what's the image in their mind? The agent's coming over with a sign underneath their yard, yeah, okay, come list my property, right?
Right.
And so any way you guys can break those walls down, it's gonna be a lot better, so.
And if you get them thinking of moving and excited about that next step,
Yep.
they're more apt to want to talk to somebody.
So I want to take a stab at it, if that's okay, and then, are you gonna be ready to go tomorrow? Or do you want?
I tried
you wanna
one
get-
tomorrow.
Okay, you wanna try one tomorrow?
Sure.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, you ready, Ron?
No, but go ahead.
Okay. Hello?
Hit?
Hey, hey Ron, this is Isaiah Colton. You actually spoke to John Lehman yesterday in regards to the property at 1234 4th Street for sale. He mentioned that you were thinking about moving or what is the motivation? Okay, so he said that you were actually wanted to move into Greece, but you needed this home to sell first. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the property intrigued me, Ron, that's why I wanted to call you back soon. And I just had a couple quick questions about it. I'm just curious, if you got an offer on this property, let's say like in the next 30 days, do you have a place in Greece picked out yet, or are you still looking?
No, I haven't, Isaiah, I have to sell my house before I can buy a house.
Okay, so you can sell this one.
Yeah, I can't afford two houses.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it seems like a nice home. Have you recently put money into it, or?
No, we've been updating it as we've lived here, but
Okay.
it's, you know, we're looking to move over to the
Yeah,
east side of
it's a
town.
beautiful kitchen, by the way.
Yeah, thanks,
It's a beautiful
thanks, yeah,
kitchen.
yeah, my wife designed it,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'll let her know you like it. You
Oh,
wanna
that's-
buy it?
That's great.
You wanna buy the house? I'll sell it to you.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would. Is there any flexibility in that price, Ron?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not paying a commission, so
Okay.
I'm working with that right now.
Okay, and so ideally, like with your house in Greece, like, have you?
Do you have a buyer, Mr. Isaiah?
That's a great question. That's a great question. The reason why I'm calling around is because we have a program set up for sale owners like yourself, to help you attract the right buyer. We work with for sale owners all over the city. And really what I wanted to do at this point, Ron, is set up a time where I could stop by, preview the property, go over some other things that we've done to help for sale owners net what they need to get out of the property. So ultimately, obviously, you can get on to Greece, and assuming you can find a home that you want.
Yeah,
So-
but I wanna pay a commission. I need
Yeah.
all the money out of the house.
Yeah, I respect that. So ultimately, you're trying to net the most you can out of the property, is kind of what it sounds, right?
Right.
Okay. So Ron, if I could present a plan that helped you net what you need to net, does it really matter if you pay commission or not?
Boy, that's a good question.
And I don't expect you to have the answer to that question right now, because this would literally just be a discovery meeting, and where I could stop by, show you some things that we could do with your with a marketing plan to get you more exposure, and kind of go from there. So I'm gonna be in the area like 5 o'clock. How does that sound if I stop by for 15 minutes and just?
What does this cost for this discovery meeting?
Yeah, good question. It doesn't cost you anything. I don't charge anything. I'm performance-based. And Ron, I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves respectfully. This is literally just a discovery meeting. And obviously it would have to make sense for both of us. And you would have to get what you need to get out of the property before we even talk about commissions or anything. So what time works where I could come out and just show you my marketing plan, maybe what I could do to help get your home sold?
I'd really like to try this on my own. I got an open house scheduled for next week. I'm gonna do an open house.
Oh, what time
Kind of
next
wanna see that happen, see what happens then.
Great. What do you do? What time next week?
Next week I'm doing my open house on Sunday. I'm gonna do it from 1 to 9.
Oh, 1 to 9. Okay, awesome. Hey, how are you marketing that open house out of curiosity?
What do you mean market it?
Like, how are you attracting people and like letting
I'm
people
gonna
know?
put a sign in the front yard, open.
Oh, okay. You doing anything else?
Well, why? Should I?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different factors to making sure you get maximum exposure to that open house. I think what would be good, Ron, is if I could just stop by later today or tomorrow, and I could at least give you some tips on how to get more exposure to that open house.
What's that
And
cost?
then we can go from there. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Look, at the end of the day, Ron, if it doesn't make sense to work together and I can help you achieve your goal, I'm totally cool with that. I just want a shot and an opportunity to show you what I've done for some other people selling on their own and go from there. So I'm gonna be in the area again. We could do like 7 o'clock. Would that work better tonight?
Yeah, 7's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, come on over.
Okay.
Bring a buyer with you too.
Well, I'm not gonna guarantee that, because I gotta see it first, okay? But you know, this is a seller's market, there's buyers everywhere, so I'm confident that I could help you attract one, if we have the right conversation. So I'll be over 7 o'clock.
Great, thank you.
All right, you got it.
Good job, real good job.
So I tried to pick off of your suggestion about the open house,
Mm-hmm.
because I thought that was a great suggestion, and to build some pain around
Exactly.
that open house.
Seller had figured to put a sign up, they're gonna get 1 million people.
Yeah.
How are you gonna do that?
Right.
Right, because I always found myself when somebody would pull that open house thing on me, I'd be going for, well, if you're telling me to send them over, they need some dedicated time with you. You said that without saying it.
Yeah.
You got that dedicated time without even,
Right.
you're just saying like, you really should game plan for this. Like, there's your dedicated time with the person. You know, like, and I would ask for it, like,
Yeah.
they need some dedicated time. Can they come before or after?
Yeah, there
you
you
know?
go.
But that, it gets rid of all of it, just clears the road, and then you're like,
Yeah.
they're in.
That's right. Good. So we're gonna end the training there. Hope you thought it was helpful. We'll
Yes.
pick it up tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Try to think of